Welcome to TMZ Live. There is a fascinating case in Arizona where a 13-year-old boy has been charged with criminal assault for allegedly assaulting his ex-girlfriend at school. The details are just fascinating. So the boy, Abel Skipper, had a girlfriend, and apparently at school one day, as they were doing practice and she was walking out of a bathroom, he and a couple of buddies allegedly hurled some dodgeballs at her. And she sustained some pretty gnarly bruises and was actually taken to the hospital. This happened back in December. In March, the family finds out that Abel, along with his two friends, have been charged with misdemeanor assault, a criminal charge. And the family was unaware this was all going on. So I am fascinated by this, especially because of the circumstances and because of their age. So joining us right now are Cicely and Abel Skipper. Welcome to TMZ Live.
Hi.
Thank you so much. Abel, why don't you just kind of explain from your perspective what happened that day?
So we were warming up for dodgeball, and so they told us to throw around the dodgeballs. So we were first throwing them at just like groups of people, and then we were throwing them at just random kids. And then we get up to, it was like we chose her next, and then we threw the dodgeballs at her, and then yeah, they're like foam dodgeballs. So I like.
Where was she? Was she right there on the dodgeball court? Was she coming out of a?
Yes, but I didn't see her coming out of the bathroom. She was like near the bleachers, more like.
Was she participating in the game?
I thought so. I don't know if she was or not.
So the authorities are saying that you kind of scrunched the foam dodgeballs so that they would have more of an impact, that it would hit harder.
I did not do that.
How did she get bruises like that? When I look at the bruises, it looks, I don't know, it looks kind of significant.
I don't even know.
Yeah, we don't know. So she didn't go straight to the hospital from the school, and she wasn't admitted into the hospital. We were told she went to the ER to get evaluated for a bruise the next day.
Right, right. So this was what? This was an ex-girlfriend?
Yes.
And how long before had you guys broken up?
Like
a year and a half.
Yeah.
Oh, it was that long?
Yeah.
Wait a minute, you had a girlfriend when you were 11?
Yeah, about.
So you broke up a year and a half ago. Was it a bad breakup?
No, it wasn't. It was just a normal breakup.
Yeah.
Did you talk to her, you know, after the breakup? I mean, were you guys still friendly?
Yeah.
So this wasn't because you were angry at her? You were just clowning around?
Yeah.
Okay, so Cicely, so this happens in December. When did you find out about this?
When I got the letter in the mail.
When was that?
In March.
So you had no clue, and then you get a letter from who?
I got from the Arizona Superior Court.
Saying?
That Abel was being charged with misdemeanor assault. He had 2 assaults originally, so a simple assault and then assault with a weapon.
Did the family, during that period between December when this happened and March when you get the subpoena, did the family of this girl ever come to you guys and say, never?
No. So when I was friends with her mom on social media, and back in December, she had posted like a Facebook post saying not how we wanted to spend our Friday, and it showed the girl in like on a gurney in the ER. And then a picture of her bruise. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, I hope she's okay. If you guys needed anything, let me know. And then they never responded. And we actually, I have messages from the girl after this whole incident in January asking for a ride home from one of Abel's basketball games.
And so you had no clue.
No idea.
Abel, did the school ever come to you, after the incident and call you out for it or call your friends out for it?
Nope.
So the school did nothing. You guys heard nothing until you get the subpoena.
Yeah.
And during the interim, she's even asking to hitch a ride with you guys.
Yeah.
So have you spoken to the parents about this?
We were told not to have any contact with them.
Abel, is she still at your school?
No, I moved to online. So
He moved to online before we even know this incident happened.
Oh, so you're an online education. Did you have two friends who also got charged? And what's interesting about that is, are they saying that you did this because you were angry because it was an ex-girlfriend? Because even if that were the case, I'm wondering about these other two that threw.
So the only reason the ex-girlfriend thing came into play with this whole thing is because when we interviewed with the reporter earlier this week, she asked if there was a previous relationship or were you guys friends, like how that was. And so he told her, like, yeah, we dated in the past, but that's how all of that came out.
Do you have a lawyer now?
We have a public defender.
And has the public defender spoken with the prosecutor to find out exactly, how far they're going to take this?
I have no idea. He hasn't even sat down with us to get Abel's side.
So you have a court hearing on Monday. Is that the actual trial?
Yes. So he had an arraignment on July 30th. And then on that day, so originally we got a deferment letter. That's what we received in the mail from the Superior Court, was that he needed to go and either deny or admit that he purposefully hurt this girl. We had a conversation with him. We did a consult with an attorney. He wants to fight this because he didn't purposely hurt her. He was doing what he was told by the teacher, which was warm up, throw the ball around. Other kids were hitting him. Everybody was throwing balls. And this is according to the school when I had a conversation with them. So, so then we went to the deferment. He denied the charges. Then they sent it to the attorney office for them to review, and they decided to press the charges. And that was on July 2nd that happened. And then he went for his arraignment hearing on July 30th, where he denied again. And then now we have the trial set for Monday, the 17th.
So the trial is Monday. You say you have never sat down with the public defender up to this point, and the trial is 3 days away?
The only time we sat with him was for him to tell us what we were going to be doing in the arraignment hearing.
I'm sorry, that's crazy. That's crazy. This worst case scenario, jail for Abel would be juvenile hall for a certain period of time, and there's been no communication with the public defender?
There's been emails. Like, I've sent him some stuff like, hey, I had to reach out to him. So I said, hey, here's some things that I believe can help Abel with his defense. And he shot down every single one of them. So I'm like, I right now, it just feels like a he said, she said case. And, this girl has bruises on her. So they're going to automatically assume that it's Abel. Like, this girl got these injuries. Abel threw a ball. It's on Abel. But there was no malice in it. He was just playing a game.
But Abel,
the girl got hit.
Abel, how do you, I'm looking at the pictures of her. So what are you thinking in terms of how hard she would have to be hit for bruises like that to appear?
Well, my dad did do the calculation to see how hard I would have to throw it to bruise like that. And I have to throw it from like 10 feet at like very fast, like really, really fast.
How
And I
far away?
can't throw
How
it.
far away were you?
I was like 10 feet. So far.
Were you angry at her?
No.
And you
And
would.
there's also a kid, the other kid, there's 3 kids that are involved. One of the kids, his family decided to do the deferment. And then the other kid that's with us on the 17th, sorry, my screen froze.
It's okay.
The other kid on the 17th, he threw the ball, never hit the girl, and he's being tried with assault as well.
And he never hit the girl.
He never hit the girl.
You scared, Abel?
No.
How come?
It's just like, it's really not that scary if you think about it. It's just dodgeball.
No, I'm not talking about the dodgeball part. I'm talking about the court part.
I'm scared about court. Yeah, I went there once for the thing in July. That was nerve-wracking for sure.
He was shaking really bad.
Are you going to testify in court, do you think?
Yeah.
And you're going to tell the judge what?
I'm just gonna tell her that. I mean, it's a game of dodgeball, and if they're foam dodgeballs, we don't think that a foam dodgeball, or I know that a foam dodgeball can't do that amount of damage, and not even, I mean, the rubber ones would definitely leave a bruise on you, but we were throwing around the foam ones, and I'll probably come up with some more stuff on the spot, but
They may just have him tell his side of the story, what happened.
Yeah. This is strange from beginning to now.
Yeah.
We're going to follow this next week. So court is Monday. Hopefully we'll be able to talk to you after.
Sounds good.
Good luck to you guys.
Coming up,
Luigi Mangione has now pled guilty to killing Brian Thompson. Luigi Mangione owned up to it today in front of the judge, pled guilty, and there are all sorts of ramifications that we want to talk about right now to this case.
be right back.
So as we anticipated earlier in the week, some dramatic stuff went down today in a Manhattan federal court. Luigi Mangione has now pled guilty to killing Brian Thompson. The charge, actually 2 charges, involving stalking with the intent to kill. Luigi Mangione owned up to it today in front of the judge, pled guilty, and there are all sorts of ramifications that we want to talk about right now to this case. But what is clear is that Luigi Mangione is going to be sentenced in December. The state case against him could go away because of his plea. We're going to get into that in a minute. But in December, what is very clear right now is that Luigi's lawyers are going to try and get a much lighter sentence than life in prison, which is on the line here, because of the failed healthcare system. And his lawyer, Karen Agnifilo, made that abundantly clear after court.
With today's guilty plea, Mr. Mangione has accepted full responsibility for the death of Brian Thompson. It was a single tragic event, yet he's being prosecuted twice for the same conduct. As Luigi explained in court today, he endured years of severe, debilitating pain following a broken back while struggling to navigate our healthcare and health insurance systems. Like the thousands of people who've reached out since this tragedy to share their own experiences, he believed that the system had failed him and destroyed his life.
So they are saying essentially this. Luigi Mangione was a victim of the healthcare system. He had a broken back. It was never fixed properly. He couldn't get the comfort and help from the insurance industry that he needed. It ruined his life, and he was in such a distraught and angry mental state that is why he killed Brian Thompson. Not that it was justified, because he's not saying that. He's saying, my mental state was so distorted because of the healthcare system that show me mercy.
It's very clear. He's previewing this for the judge who will be sentencing him in December. He was addled by this back injury. He was suffering some emotional distress from that and so forth. This is going to be the shape of his argument to get a lighter sentence than life in prison, which is on the table in the state, in the federal court.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, he even confessed to shooting him. He said, yeah, I did it. I shot Brian Thompson, and
I knew it was wrong, he also said.
Yeah,
I knew it was wrong, and I shot him, and he
said,
died.
I knew it was illegal, too. That's
Yeah, no,
huge.
he has to say that because he has to show remorse and that he has to own up to it. What he's going to do, look, there are sentencing guidelines, and the sentencing guidelines here are look, it could go to life, but the guidelines roughly are 24 years to 30 years. Now, the judge can go below that or above that, but that's what normally happens in cases like this. And think about it. If it's 24 years, he gets 15% off for good behavior, which would be around 20 years. He is 28 years old. If that happens, he would be out when he's 48.
With a lot of life left to live. A 48-year-old man, he could be out on the streets. I think that will weigh against him in my mind. Unless the judge is receptive to these arguments that he was, or sympathetic to these arguments about corporate greed and so forth, that's going to be in the back of the mind that the state court could go away. And then all I'm left with is I'm the only one punishing Luigi Mangione for this heinous offense.
They're going to have psychiatrists getting on the stand, talking about his mental state, talking about, he has no criminal history, he hadn't done anything like this. There are roommates.
Mitigating
As a matter of fact, we did a documentary on him, and there were roommates who talked in Hawaii who talked to us about his back problems and how it just altered his life. So I think, I'm not justifying this.
There will be the other side as well, though, right? I mean, the prosecutors can say there are aggravating circumstances, how he's lying in wait and so forth, and he shot him in cold blood in the back.
Our chat kind of has no sympathy here. They're saying, even if he was hurt, even if he was wronged, a hospital bed isn't going to make your back any better.
Many of us are hurt
in a
wrong,
prison bed.
right?
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of people
I've had 2 back surgeries. I've never thought about murdering anyone.
Exactly.
No, and there's plenty of people that's gone through court systems or even gone through their insurance.
And they don't kill the CEO.
CEOs.
But here's the
I
thing.
do want to bring up
He
the
did.
fact. I do want to bring up the fact that his lawyer was even saying that they're trying to do the double jeopardy in the New York. In the state of New York,
Yeah,
to
they've
drop
already-
that entire
They followed
case.
through with those papers.
They've already filed it, and there's going to be a fight. The DA is going to say it's a different case than what the feds charged. The feds charged stalking. We're charging murder. But realistically, the law in New York is you look at the state set of facts, and is it basically the same?
The same factual predicate.
And it is.
Yeah.
It is.
And so
Different
the
offenses,
state
but-
case may go away. But I want to get back to the fact that the judge, this is a really respected judge. She used to be a U.S. attorney in Manhattan. She's really well respected. And, judges are not supposed to look at what the outside world is saying. But 40% of the young people under 30, think political violence is sometimes okay. And there are a lot of people who are showing support, right or wrong, for Luigi Mangione.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that this judge is going to be influenced by it, but judges don't live in a bubble.
They're humans. They're humans.
And if the table is set and they bring in psychiatrists and former roommates, this guy ends up buying 200 books from a guy, I believe in Indonesia or someplace like that, who wrote a book on corporate greed. And he buys 200 of these books so he can get the guy on the bestseller list. And he goes to Indonesia and he tries to give the guy advice on how to make the book better. He was obsessed with corporate greed. So they're going to paint this picture of a guy who went off the rails because of his anger over corporate
You
greed.
know who was also addled and wrote manifestos? Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber. And he took out his rage on society. He was older. I think this is a youthful kid, and that will weigh in Luigi's favor.
You do also have to bring up the fact that Luigi is a good-looking guy.
Yes,
so
he's good looking,
a lot of
but
people on
this
social
shouldn't weigh
media
on the judge's
that shouldn't weigh on the judge's decision.
It's not going to
but
weigh on the judge.
But the younger generation is also for him because
if he wasn't as good looking, he wouldn't have the support.
But what do you think about being crazed?
But here's,
I mean, the Unabomber was crazed,
but here's
and
the
he's
thing.
sitting in prison.
You're being an advocate right now. I'm not an advocate. I'm not saying it's right or wrong for Luigi to be treated lightly. I'm just saying it's a possibility.
I would hope not, but yes, it is.
His lawyer, Karen Agnifilo, is one of the best criminal defense lawyers I have seen in my entire career.
Oh yeah, and she's been saying that he's been exactly, and she's been saying the entire time he's been treated unfairly. These charges are unfair. She's been able to get the terrorism dropped. Yeah, she's been fantastic. She was even bragging about the fact that the terrorism charges were dropped. He's not on the death penalty, so it is looking good for him.
It is amazing that she just pulled this off. Her husband, Mark Agnifilo, essentially won the Diddy case.
Yeah, all he got was Mann Act convictions.
Who wins at an argument during dinner?
Oh my God! I just want to be there to watch the fireworks.
All right, y'all. So look, let me tell y'all something. I'm not surprised by him admitting his guilt at all. But I will say him being young on the younger side and not having any priors is definitely going to get him a lighter sentence for sure. But I am concerned about his fan base. Like, they're a bit weird. Like, why would you want to condone murder? Like, yeah, I get the CEO is the guy who got the insurance.
I want to stop you for a second. I want to stop you.
Yeah.
They're going beyond condoning murder. They are advocating for murder. Remember, they were saying that there were people saying that Brian Thompson should be the first of many CEOs. So there are people in our country who are advocating for this, not just condoning it.
Oh yeah, we got to find all of them. We got to pick them up.
Coming up.
Remember former Senator Kyrsten Sinema? She apparently was having an affair with her bodyguard, and the bodyguard was married, and the bodyguard's wife sued for what we call in the law alienation of affections. The defense seems to be, yeah, well, maybe we did have sex, but it wasn't in North Carolina.
Be right back.
TMZ's got every freaking thing. Big celebs, big stories, big events.
Donnell Rawlings took TMZ DC on a city tour.
You know what the irony of this is? A black man takes a white person to the White House.
It's TMZ.
Remember former Senator Kyrsten Sinema? She served in the U.S. Senate and had a very colorful tenure. And there were all sorts of things that came out during her tenure. But what has remained is she apparently was having an affair with her bodyguard. And the bodyguard was married. And the bodyguard's wife, who lives in North Carolina, sued for what we call in the law alienation of affections, essentially saying, by the way, sued not her husband, or I guess her ex-husband, but sued Kyrsten Sinema, saying Kyrsten Sinema was responsible for the collapse of her marriage by having an affair with a married man. Now, there are only 4 or 5 states that have this law. The law used to be prevalent, but it's stupid. It's a dumb law. And most states have done away with it. North Carolina has not. So the bodyguard's wife has sued, and there were depositions in the case, and we obtained one of them where the defense seems to be, yeah, well, maybe we did have sex, but it wasn't in North Carolina.
Right. They say that it was May 2024, Harvey, and that they were in California in like the Napa area, and Kyrsten says that Kyrsten, excuse me, says that that they were outside and that he went in for the kiss, and that they went inside then to the place where they were staying, and they had sex with one another. But again, in California, not North Carolina.
So what I didn't understand about this law, and I don't know if this is the case, I don't know that that's a defense to this,
right?
Which is, we didn't have sex within the confines of North Carolina. If the idea is you destroyed our marriage, why does it have to happen in the jurisdiction of the state?
Well, if it's a different law, a different reason for suing.
Although maybe the argument is the act itself, the jurisdiction applies where the act is committed.
Right. It's just a stupid law. This seems so archaic to me. And why is it her fault?
I think it's also demeaning to women that you're blaming her. It's your husband.
Right.
She has a right to do whatever she wants to do.
Women don't like women that knowingly home wreck. We don't respect women that know that the man is in a relationship and still does willy-nilly with that man. So don't feel bad for the women.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's OVL St. Pete, Florida. I mean, in a way, like they say, whatever's done in the dark will come to light, and it takes two to tango. So therefore, the husband knew he was married, and he knew the actions that he was going to be doing was wrong. So I definitely do blame both parties. Now, as far as the details, he is right, because if they didn't have sex in the area that they were being accused of, then they didn't.
So as long as, so I guess the argument is, as long as they didn't have sex in North Carolina, they could have it in 49 states plus the District of Columbia, and they'd be okay.
Coming up.
We told you the other day about McKenna West. She is a surrogate, and the parents had a clause in the contract that would allow them to terminate pregnancy if there was a severe medical problem. And McKenna actually had an appointment scheduled for an abortion, but she could not go through with it. And this has set off a legal battle in 3 states now.
Be right back.
So this is the day for crazy cases. We told you the other day about McKenna West. She is a surrogate who carried the baby of a couple who live in California. McKenna is from Alaska. At 20 weeks, they did an ultrasound and found the baby had a significant heart defect. And the parents had a clause in the contract that would allow them to terminate pregnancy if there was a severe medical problem. The parents exercised that option, and it turns out we got a huge number of documents, and McKenna actually had an appointment scheduled for an abortion. But she could not go through with it. And this has set off a legal battle in 3 states now. The baby was born in Texas. She actually went to Texas, had the baby, because in Texas they wouldn't enforce that clause. And right now the baby is in Texas. There is a restraining order against McKenna. She can't really go near the baby. The Attorney General of Texas, Ken Paxton, has gotten an order so the parents can take the baby back to California, because I guess Paxton is worried about what the parents might do. So this is a mess. But when you look at the documents, you almost get into McKenna's brain on why she ultimately could not go through with the abortion.
And it's interesting. It kind of seems like this was days before she was supposed to go through with the procedure, because on May 4th of this year, she had wrote to the clinic and said, after careful thought, I've decided that I cannot terminate this pregnancy. This baby is in my body and I care for him very much. And then days later, she had written to the family as well and said that she finally felt peace after she was able to cancel it. The family then began, the biological parents began freaking out.
But she was also talking about that she could feel the baby kicking.
Right.
And that seemed to trigger something with her.
She said, feel the life with it.
Yeah, she said she felt the baby kicking inside her stomach. She felt like she was sharing hormones and vitamins and food with the baby and becoming close with the baby, which made her decision to go through with abortion even harder.
Sure.
So what's really interesting now is it's unclear to me what the Attorney General of Texas is trying to do. Is the Attorney General saying that the baby should stay with McKenna?
It doesn't seem like it seems like the Attorney General, regardless, just wants to make sure this baby survives and gets the medical care that the baby needs.
But to me, it's sort of a leap to say, because the parents wanted an abortion back then, now that the baby is alive, that you reach a conclusion that they're not going to properly care for the baby.
In the document.
Yeah, they actually deny that claim. They say that there's no evidence that they were going to not give the baby medical treatment.
Right.
They just wanted to determine how the baby was doing after it was born, and then they could determine what to do.
But they want to take the baby back to California.
They
Correct,
do.
but Ken Paxton now is keeping the baby in Texas to receive that medical care.
But then the issue is, why? Because the only, on what basis do you tell the biological parents you can't take your baby back home?
The biological parents, we got new docs that we're writing up now, are fighting Ken Paxton. They say that he has no standing to do anything that he is doing, and that this is more of a Department of Child and Family Services.
Yes.
Correct.
That seems to be the case.
But meanwhile, McKenna's now trying to fight for custody.
Yeah.
She wants full custody of this child, saying that it's hers in Texas. The surrogate technically does have custody. So
except I don't know that they have jurisdiction because she fled to Texas because the contract was signed in California.
Right. Yeah.
And that's going to be the
There's
operative
no ties
law.
to Texas. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't, honestly, I don't see that happening. It is weird to me because I agree with you that they take the baby back to California and then the Department of Children and Family Services can oversee it to make sure that the baby's getting proper care.
Yes.
Right.
But this is a bizarre, the baby is literally in limbo right now.
Yeah.
It is bizarre.
Hi, I'm Kinsey, and I'm from Hobbs, New Mexico. And honestly, I feel like this is a sad situation on both sides. I totally understand, the connection that she has for the baby, but there was a contract, and the biological parents are, they are the ultimate decider of that child. And it's just, it's just a sad fact.
Yeah, so, okay, just real quick. So the parents have gone to court trying to get a judge to say to Ken Paxton, you have no authority over this.
Correct. Yeah, they're saying it's unconstitutional for an attorney general to make determinations over a child that they technically do have custody over. It's their embryo.
So their goal is to take the baby back to California and then get medical treatment for the...
Correct. I don't think they want to rip the baby out of the medical care that it's currently in, but I think in order to do the follow-up procedures, this condition that the child has requires at least 3 surgeries. And so I think it seems like they want to have full possession of the child and bring back to California.
Coming up.
What do you think of John Levin's AI trade school?
Oh, to learn AI?
No. To create a school, you and me, and we sell tuition packages and the whole thing.
Oh, I got it.
And we franchise it.
I think it's a great idea.
Be right back.
When I went to college, I remember my dorm room at Anacapa Hall at UCSB. And it was about from here to here, and there were 2 beds, and it was sort of like a prison. And now there are people spending an average of $600 to adorn their dorm rooms in college. There is a designer named Mary Margaret who specifically designs dorm rooms for between $5,000 and $20,000. And this has become a huge thing on TikTok. But parents are indulging kids in this. And I just think it is absurd. But there is money to be made. And when there is money to be made, we follow the money. And we follow the money with Damon John from Shark Tank. And he's joining us right now. This makes absolutely no sense to me why people would do this. They're in that dorm for 9 months.
It makes 0 sense. So listen, put it like this. We are raising the first generation of kids that will have to pay to learn to struggle. I didn't believe this when you guys told me about this. So I called up a CEO I work with, Christina Johnson, and she has an app called C as in Co and C. And this is an interior designer app. She said her traffic has increased 500%
for this
with people. No, in general in regards to design, but it happened in 1 year. So let's think about this. Right now, the market is supposed to be $89 billion. That was 2 years ago in dorm room spending and back to college spending.
Wait. How much?
In the last 2 years, it was $89 billion in back to college spending overall. But now, in less than 2 years, it has gone to $100 billion, and almost all designers have spiked almost 500% in this month, according to these new trends of designing dorm rooms and various other things like that. It's absolutely amazing.
So let me ask you something, because I do not understand this just financially. So the biggest complaint now about going to college is when you get out, you're in such debt that it's really hard to recover. And everybody's talking about that. There are people not going because of it. There are people who go who are burdened by it. So is the solution that you just spend more on these frills and that's somehow going to make things better for you? That when you spend $20,000 on your dorm, that somehow makes it better? Because I would think the parents, as well as the kids, would recoil from this because if anything, they want to save money.
It is a vicious cycle going right down the toilet bowl because listen, what else is happening, right? Even now, they're taking massive school loans for a job they don't even know will exist in 4 to 5 years.
Right.
Then all of a sudden, the kids and the parents want to keep up on social media. This is why China is so great when you can only have 3 hours of social media available to you. The rest of the social media is about being science and engineering. And this is creating massive debt because everybody wants to keep up with the Joneses. And this is a big problem. And we are all setting our kids up for failure if we really allow them to do this.
So what's your view on college generally right now?
My view on college is, again, AI is not going to replace you. It's going to only replace you if you don't know AI. It's going to be a great way for kids to use tools and stuff like that. But you and I are big proponents of trade schools. Somebody will sit there and say, are you kidding me? I'm sending my kid to college. I have $400,000 in student debt. Now you want that kid to be a plumber? No, if that kid knows AI, that kid's going to be a plumber. And then they're going to find a way to aggregate everybody who needs plumbing into local plumbing stores. And that kid's going to be a billionaire. So I think that college is definitely needed for various other ways. I think that AI is just adding a different aspect to it, but you know, it's needed. I always agree that you need higher education, but trade school is where I think you need to go.
The one thing I don't understand, just we'll button this up, why aren't there trade schools specifically for AI? Because if I were 20 years old right now and I knew where the world was going, I don't know that I'd want to invest in formal college where I'm going to go into debt. But if I could really learn AI as a skill, the way a plumber learns a skill or an electrician learns a skill, and I could just focus on AI, I would probably have a million opportunities and use AI as a trade school and not just an element of college.
I do agree with that. I think, though, the college and universities are starting to add those kind of aspects to their programming, which is great. So a kid can say, you know what, you're not fighting the times, you're going with the times, and I'm going with you. But that is absolutely going to come around where people are going to have these, 16, 18-month courses, 1-year course. They teach you everything because guess what? Everybody's learning AI as it goes because it's moving so fast. So how can you create these huge, long curriculums, these 4-year curriculums, 2-year curriculums, when it's moving so fast?
What do you think of John Levin's AI trade school? And we sell tuition packages and the whole thing.
Oh, I got it.
And we franchise it.
Will you or I be the teacher?
God, no. At least not me.
Okay, because then I was going to say I'm out. But other than that, I think it's a great idea.
Okay. We'll see you soon.
Coming up.
So Matthew McConaughey got out of a traffic ticket. Thing is, he got out because of who she is.
It was going down. And then I brought up, you guys know Jennifer Lopez?
Be right back.
So Matthew McConaughey got out of a traffic ticket. And that's not a big surprise because he's a big star. Thing is, Matthew McConaughey didn't get out because of who he is. He got out because of who she is. He explains on the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast.
Wedding planner got me out of a major mess up in Mexico one time.
Give it to me before we go.
No, I'm pull in one late night and I'm crossing the border going way down south and I get pulled over and it's one of those pullovers where they noticed me, gringo in the truck, a nice truck. This is that dress down. And I'm like, oh, geez, get the wallet out. Here we go. And it was going down. And then I brought up, you guys know Jennifer Lopez? I'm like, and I was like, ever see Wedding Planner? Like, and I was like, huh? Yeah, it was me. Like, oh, what the? And they went off and we ended up taking pictures together and they let me go.
I mean, he's owning it, which, I mean, on the one hand, he's owning it, which is great and really honest. On the other hand, actors have big egos, and the idea that he couldn't do it on his own and had to use Jennifer Lopez, although they were in Mexico and she is a goddess there, so I kind of get it, but it is refreshing that you don't read it in a police report. Do you know who I am? He said it out loud.
Hi, I'm Tiffany from Atlanta, Georgia. This is one of the funniest celebrity stories I've ever heard because it's like, what made him say her name? And then I wonder, what was she thinking?
Now, I kind of love it. I actually kind of love it. What else do you guys want to talk about?
Hi, I'm Sabrina. I'm in Italy, and I'm talking about Luigi Mangione today. I cannot believe what we saw today. I covered this case when we were waiting for clues in New York City, watching him being perp-walked alongside former Mayor Eric Adams, and today, a stunning admission of guilt that he murdered Brian Thompson. Although I am kind of shocked to see that he is avoiding court time and face-to-face time with his fans and supporters. We saw in his journal entries, he has a pretty big ego, so I'm shocked to see he won't be getting any of that in the courtroom, but we'll still see if he has a state trial, because that's still on schedule.
Yeah, I mean, there may be a state trial, and there will be a big hearing in December. You're in Italy. Are you a reporter in Italy?
I am not. I am on vacation with my family in Italy.
Got it. One more.
I'm Molly from Kansas City, and I am weighing in on the surrogacy debacle. And I understand that nobody can be forced to have a medical procedure, but if you agree to carry someone's baby under certain terms, and then you decide that you're just going to throw away some of the biggest parts of the agreement, I think it's fair for people to ask what that means for the surrogacy process in general. And to me, this child was never meant to be hers, so I'm struggling to understand where she's coming from in the aspect of the gaining custody. And I just think it raises a big question about if we are prepared for, like, if our laws are prepared for surrogacy agreements like this and when something goes wrong.
Well, they've been in existence for decades. Since the early 80s, they've been in existence. So they're enforceable, and I don't think the surrogate's going to get custody here. What's going to be interesting is the fight between the Attorney General and the biological parents.
Coming up.
Jacob Fry, you probably know who he is. He is the mayor of Minneapolis. He was at the Black Entrepreneurship State Fair in Minneapolis the other day, and he ran into somebody. They started dancing together, and he's just getting dragged online, and I think unfairly.
Be right back.
Jacob Fry, you probably know who he is. He is the mayor of Minneapolis. He was at the Black Entrepreneurship State Fair in Minneapolis the other day, and he ran into somebody, and they started dancing together, and he's just getting dragged online, and I think unfairly.
I feel it, okay? You gotta feel it. You do a little bounce. Ooh, ooh. That's how you keep your rhythm. Ooh.
Okay, I think for a mayor, he's a mayor 9 in dancing.
Well, I mean, he was hitting it kind of, so it makes him kind of...
Why are they torching the guy?
Oh, actually, I just saw him. He is not hitting that at all.
Okay.
Oh my God. Yeah,
there are other parts that were better. Okay, have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday.